Hi, today we're out here to fix a Pentair swing check valve flapper due to the fact the customer called us out to make a repair because he was having diatomaceous earth returned to his swimming pool. So what we're going to do today is we're going to replace his flapper valves, which will stop the water from returning back from his filter back into his swimming pool. This is the complete valve assembly here, uninstalled, and you'll notice here is the valve kit replacement parts. We will put the information on the links below. So what you have here is this is the swing check valve. This is actually the flapper, and what happens is the water pressure, once the system turns on, it will pressurize and open the flap. Once the system turns off, it will shut, disallowing anything to return back to the pool equipment. So what we're going to do today is we're going to replace 2 of these swing check valves with new flappers, and this will in theory stop his DE from returning back to the pool. What we did notice is when we removed them, this is what we saw. You can tell here that this is corroded, it's actually torn and peeled, where when you look at them side by side you can definitely tell the old one is not looking the same as the new one. So these are the same exact parts. One is aged due to water chemistry problems, and over time, this is the new one we're going to go ahead and replace to resolve this customer's problem. The first thing you want to do is get yourself either a screw gun that's set on a very low speed so you don't strip any of the screws out, Phillips head, or just go ahead and use a Phillips head screwdriver, whichever you're more comfortable with. For us, we'll go ahead and remove them with the drill gun, and when we're completed, we'll tighten everything up with the hand screwdriver just to make sure that it's tightened down so there are no leaks. Go ahead and remove the screws. You want to pop out the insert. This one is also bad. We're doing 2 valves today. This one is also corroded and eaten up to where it's not going to stop the water flow when the system turns off. You can see the spring doesn't even work anymore, whereas with the new one, it has a nice flapping capability. First thing you want to do, there's an O-ring on here to make a waterproof seal. So you're going to take your magic lube and dab it around the O-ring to make sure you have some lubrication on there, so it in theory makes a true waterproof seal. Once you go to insert this, you want to make sure that you're putting it on the right side. There's an arrow here that tells you that the water flow is going this way, and since the water returns from the filter going this direction, we're going to insert this like this, so when the water opens or turns on, it's going to pressurize, opening the valve, allowing for water to flow through it. You also always want to make sure that it's seated properly before you start to thread the screws back in. Because it's plastic, you don't want to misalign it and strip them, because then it might not hold a waterproof seal. Make sure it's seated properly first. Always make sure your drill's set on a low speed so you don't strip anything, and go ahead and start putting them back together. You can put it back together in a tire-like pattern so you don't misalign anything, but it's not truly important, that important. Now, like I said before, we're going to go ahead and take our hand screwdriver, a Phillips head screwdriver, and go around it once just to make sure everything's tightened down properly. Once that's completed, you should be able to turn back on the system, have water start going through it, see that there are no leaks, and once you turn it off, you'll see that the check valve, the swing check valve flapper, will actually shut and prevent water flow.